day 8, the beginning of week 2 of endurance, and today, the only thing really I have to report physically is that I felt hungry, like really hungry. Before I started this diet, I didn't feel proper hunger, where your tummy really rumbles and you can feel it and you can hear it. I felt peckish and everything, but I usually ate or was sort of constantly grazing anyway, so I never really felt proper hunger until I sort of started really kind of restricting my food. So, it's distracting because once it starts, it's all you can think about. Um, and it's not a nice feeling either, hunger at all. So yeah, I've been hungry. Had a really sort of, I want to say, productive day in terms of low calorie food. I had bananas and raspberries with yogurt for breakfast. I've had a tuna salad for lunch, and I made my own tomato soup this afternoon, which I burnt my tongue on. You could probably hear it when I speak. Um, yeah, I've got a few snacks for later that I've sort of had about 200 calories left over after meals, which is a rarity really, because quite often the meals take up all the calorie intake. You don't even have enough for like a biscuit or something at the end of the night, but I've got enough for 3 biscuits and a square of chocolate, which I'm really looking forward to. Not else to report. I felt a little bit kind of antisocial today, but that was again after I'd eaten my lunch. I kind of ate it in 2 sittings, but I still sort of crashed afterwards, and after dinner as well, after my soup, I kind of crashed a little bit as well. Just I feel it's just like my body's kind of saying like, just give me a minute, let me do one thing at a time, which doesn't normally happen. Um, and I think the hunger as well is coming from more because I'm having sort of lighter foods, really, like lettuce and kind of tuna and fruit. A lot of it's really light. There's no starch. I'm missing starch. I'm quite looking forward to starch at the end of this diet. I mean, we can't go straight into that. We've got someone who can advise us on nutrition to help us wean ourselves off this diet. Um, there's not a lot really, I suppose, that we need to add to the diet to wean ourselves off it, because, like I said, like yesterday, we're eating a lot of healthy food, really good food, salads and fruit and vegetables, things like that. But what I'm finding I'm having to do is kind of sacrifice a focal ingredient of a meal, be it protein or carb, just to shave off the calories. For example, I had corn sausages and vegetables and gravy yesterday. Now, normally I would have had that, but I would have had some form of like potato or something with it as well. Um, but to shave off the carbs, I've taken away the potato and just gone with the protein and the veg. And I've hopefully got a jacket potato lined up at some point this week. But then I've got to be careful because obviously there's a lot of carbs in jacket potato, because it is more or less one big carb, and I've got to sort of really think what I'm going to have with it. It'll probably be a salad and something sort of light protein. I don't know, maybe beans or some form of cream cheese. I don't know. But I think when it comes to sort of weaning ourselves off the diet, we're going for the perfect diet idea, which it's still in a work in progress as to what we're going to define that as. But at the minute, it's standing at the sort of government recommendations of like get your 5 a day, and also your square meals, and make sure we get plenty of kind of vitamins and stuff in there. So more or less the diet we're on now, but without sacrificing the kind of the carbs and things. So we're just kind of mainly bulking our meals out with varied nutrients, I think, after this. And it just increases the calorie count ever so slightly. Maybe like 100 calories per meal or something. And it'll sort of wean us back up to a normal diet. And that's what we're kind of looking forward to. So that's in the making, really. So yeah, nothing else to report, really. It might actually be a short one. Well, don't hold your breath. Um, yeah. The Obviously all this footage is going to be used for an exhibit in our performance, which will be staged like an art gallery. Let's see there. Obviously we've discussed it in lessons with the other groups and things, and plenty of ideas coming out. Everything's kind of looking good and stuff. So all this footage will be used. I just wish I had something kind of more profound to say so we could include it. But you know, there's shows us that I'm feeling better now. I think I've adjusted to it, which is the interesting thing to see because you know my body's undergone this kind of thing before, but to sort of a more extreme length, whereas Jess's hasn't. And it's interesting to see how it's affected us both. And you know, I think Jess has been affected a little bit more. Obviously, we've both been tired, um, and had certain kind of effects of it. But I think it has affected Jess. You know, she felt sick and stuff, and you know, she's been really hungry and things like that, and really tired, and her legs have hurt more going upstairs and things like that. And while I've had those symptoms, they've not been that bad really. Um, so I think I'm probably a bit more kind of, what's the term? I can't think. I want to say weathered, but that's not the term I'm looking for. I'm sort of a little bit more used to it, I think, and it's just interesting to see the different kind of reactions as well. You know, the bodily reactions to it. So yeah, obviously all that will be used in our performance as an exhibit, and yeah, so hopefully there'll be plenty of sort of stuff we can use with that. Obviously, if anyone wants to post a comment or anything on the Facebook group or even on this video on YouTube, I'm not quite sure how to find those comments because I'm not that YouTube savvy, but I'm sure we can extract them somehow. You know, it'll be very helpful towards the actual performance and things. All it could be is like a montage of this diary footage just to kind of show the escalation of what the diet's effects were, how they affected our behaviour, how we feel physically, emotionally, mentally, and also how it affects others. Because I mean, I have noticed I've been quite antisocial when I've been sort of kind of sluggish from the food and processing it, and I have been a little bit sort of snappy with people as well, and a little bit miserable. So obviously, you know, it affects things. If I'm not all there and I'm not concentrating in the rehearsal, then it affects the rehearsal and therefore affects everyone around me. So that kind of thing, basically. Um, but yeah, today fine. Feel a bit like a bit of a fat day actually. I don't know. I just feel podgy. But I don't know why. Could just be one of those things. But I think I've gone maybe 8 calories over today. But obviously that's not really. Could be worse. So yeah, until tomorrow. We'll see how things go then, and I shall come back with another video diary. So thank you for watching, and bye.